The Bills fall short to the Chiefs once again. Wah, wah, wah. So let's rewind a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get into a mind of a Sean McDermott.
No. We live in New
chaos.
York. I'm not doing that.
There's things going that way.
Things are going one way twice.
Jesus Christ. All right, so maybe let's not go to that side of the brain of Sean McDermott, but let's try to search around to see what the fuck else he was thinking during this game. So that
The fake punt.
yes.
It's probably like that SpongeBob meme.
So let's break it down one at a time.
Fire?
Here.
Yes.
Let's break it
Looking
one
at the cabinets.
one thing at a time. So the game, obviously the Tyler Bass is the spotlight of the week, which I think Tyler Bass saved McDermott's ass.
Yes.
Because we're not talking about any of those mistakes McDermott made.
I don't even care about anything before that. He saved him because he would have kicked that field goal and made it. They would have kicked it off with 1:30. Mahomes would have walked right down the field and literally 4 plays. They would have kicked the field goal and won anyway. So it doesn't
Right,
even
and
hurt.
13 seconds.
I tell you what,
They had a minute and a half.
Tony
so they would've
Romo
definitely
was-
got it.
13 seconds was on his mind that whole game.
Was it on yours
course.
too?
No.
It sounds like it.
No.
It kind of sounds like it was.
But like Tony Romo, every time
He
13
didn't
come,
sound so confident about that.
every time
He's like,
13 would come up, he'd be like, "Oh, this reminds me of 2021 or 13 seconds."
Well, maybe if you wouldn't win a game, they'd stop talking about the time you lost 3 times ago. Yeah.
and that's what the feeling was when you seen Tyler Bass and the field goal team trot out, because sort of the way they played the whole drive was
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't, because you take those shots and those shots were there, but at the same time you got to consider, like, if they're dropped, you're not running any time down.
You don't expect your multiple time first all-pro, like whatever. I don't know if he's first pro, but your all-pro,
He's had it before. Yeah.
your whatever, Pro Bowl wide receiver to be running down the field, hit him in the hands over the shoulder, and it just bloops out. You
was
don't
there.
expect that, and you don't plan for that. You can't play around. Maybe our guys can't catch unless you're the Chiefs, in which they could catch that
It
game.
was not the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah, no,
I'll
I
tell
didn't see
you
the
that.
drops. I'm not gonna lie.
Um,
I was like, we must have traded gloves.
I think it helped them.
the gloves, you shipped them out.
Yeah,
I think it helped them to
they
play in
shipped
the
the old
cold
ones over
game.
here.
Say that again.
Playing in that below freezing temperatures
Oh, it helps
where
the
they
Chiefs
couldn't
out.
catch. Yeah. They said, "Damn, man, I got to catch like this."
They said, oh, this is easy
Well,
now.
according to Jason Kelsey up in the stands, it
was not
was
cold.
like 60-degree weather in that stadium.
In Buffalo?
I'm just saying from how Jason Kelsey was feeling.
he's
He's
probably a little
out there,
drunk.
out there in no t-shirt.
Not as warm as Fitzpatrick was that one day.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Fitzpatrick was there too.
He was there too?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know where he was sitting, but he was out in the Hammer lot as well.
He could sit
With-
wherever
with-
he
He's
li-
awesome.
Literally with his whole family, just walking around.
All of his kids,
That's the man.
Mhm.
all 10 of them.
I couldn't count.
He's on his Phillip Rivers time?
I would say, isn't that Philip
Yeah.
Rivers?
It is Phillip Rivers.
No, I think he's got 7 though.
But
Fitzpatrick has that many too.
Dang.
speaking of Philip Rivers, though, they built this
Come on.
Mahomes and Allen thing up like
Sure.
Brady and Manning. From the way the Bills and Allen keep losing these games to the Chiefs, this rivalry it's swaying more away from Manning and Brady, and it's starting to feel like Brady and versus Philip Rivers out here. They can't get it done against them, bro.
That ain't got nothing to do with Josh Allen.
It don't matter.
He's the best player on the field.
Okay, but
Don't matter.
How does that not matter?
There's some
Okay,
Joel
it
Embiid
does
said
a
it
little
was like, this ain't no rivalry. They keep kicking our ass.
Well, when the coach
Yeah, when he said that about the Bengals, it's almost the same way here, bro.
receivers can't catch, the kicker can't kick,
Their
the defense is all hurt. What do you want me to do, man?
They're 3-1 in the regular season, and then what are they? 0-3.
This is just what Josh Allen's been doing against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
He
And
balls
guess
out.
and guess what the winning record was? 0-3. Sorry about it.
Not good.
He said, "Oh, I got the lead with 13 seconds left and no timeouts. What could go wrong?"
As the Buffalo Bills head coach, Sean McDermott is 5-5
At what? In the playoffs.
in the playoffs.
5-6 now, though, right? I think it was 5-5 going into this one.
No.
It's 5-5 now.
Because he lost to Houston,
Yep.
lost to Cincy.
Yep.
1, 2, 3 to the Chiefs.
and a Tyrod Taylor went to the Jaguars.
Okay, so he's 6 now.
Losing.
Whoa.
At what point?
I don't really count the Tyrod Taylor one. Or the Texans.
Still
one.
head coach.
Yeah.
It's still a playoff game.
It's still a playoff game, but like I'm not.
Still stats.
I am mad about those ones.
At what point are we gonna? So let me backtrack a little bit. Last week, we were actually some of the guys that were on board with this. Everybody was going at Mike McCarthy's head last week for not getting the job done in the playoffs. 3 years in a row, 12-4 record with the Cowboys. Everyone wanted him to lose his job and them to hire Bill Belichick. My question to you guys is, why isn't that the narrative this week with Sean McDermott? He's been with the Bills longer than Mike McCarthy's been with the Cowboys. Plenty more division titles than Mike McCarthy under his tenure with the Cowboys. And they can't get over the hump.
I think.
What makes it worse is that it's mostly to the same team.
I think the Cowboys were like pretty outside of Diggs at corner. They were pretty like just ready to roll, and they got completely clapped. The Bills are playing with like a lot of missing guys on defense.
Well, also, they go on this streak, like, every season he's been coach. Like, this year, what was it? He was 6-0 at the last 6 games.
Yep.
Pretty good.
2021
to
is
the
very
playoffs. Yeah.
2021 is very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're winning.
And
a lot better.
then we get a playoff win or two, and then get smacked around by the same 2 teams.
We didn't get smacked around though.
A loss is still a
The
loss.
score don't indicate it, bro. Trust me, I seen it with my own eyes yesterday. Their physicality did not match. The Chiefs' offensive line fucking bullied them.
Like, if you looked at that last run,
I
by
swear to
Pacheco,
God, bro.
That was like the whole
bad
game. That was
they
like the whole
literally
game.
Just ran the ball twice.
Andy
got a first
Reid
down.
does. If you look back on Andy Reid, his track record, he does not want to throw the ball.
That's football.
That's
Or
what he said when
I'm
was
sorry,
on
he
the
doesn't
show.
want to run the ball. That's what I meant.
Was
He
it?
doesn't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
run the ball, but you got to give him credit where credit's due. They switched up their whole game plan this whole season. They changed their own identity. All right, we're going to be the ground and pound. We're going to knock you the fuck out, and we're going to take advantage where
That's
we
like
see fit.
The Patriots some of those years. With
Exactly.
Garrett Blunt year, remember
Yeah.
he scored 20 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I think it
So,
was 20 or 18 maybe. I don't know.
Pacheco did whatever the fuck he wanted to do yesterday.
Which that led up the passing game.
And I know Buffalo's, like, don't get me wrong, I know those injuries, they're a detriment to having success or whatever. Everyone's dealing with them, bro. Maybe to a different extent, but you gotta, as the head coach, the leading man, you gotta make sure your team is in position, next man up mentality. This is the same story every fucking time. Every
It's like,
time.
the next man up gets hurt.
Now, you're telling me the Texans didn't have the same starting offensive lineman the whole season, and they still made the playoffs?
They were blocking good.
They're blocking real good, besides the Ravens game. But
I think there's only a couple games where, like, it's just Houston. I mean, even Cody Stoops attested to it when he was on the show. Like, there's only a couple times where they had the same offensive line rotation, and it was switched up almost every other game due to injury. It gets to the point where it's like I just said, how much more of this can you take, bro? How many more times can you just be content with making the playoffs?
can't.
At this point, how many times do you think they should have been to the Super Bowl?
Almost
my
every
opinion,
time.
I think they should have been there at least twice by now.
I got one.
One.
Even
The
one.
13-second year, that's it.
Even one.
Last year they got clapped by Cincy. This year I don't really think they're better than the Ravens, so I would say just that 1 year.
And I tweeted it last night, like, because I watched his press conference. He's starting to sound like a broken record, bro.
Who, Josh Allen?
Sean McDermott.
Oh, Josh Allen.
What
sounds
else can
sad.
he say?
Bro, it's like,
Oh, yeah, we'll get him next year.
I still got full confidence in Josh Allen, what this team has to offer. We're going to continue to grow. There's only 2 phases of the game that didn't go our way. Again, not taking any accountability for it. There are 2 phases of the game that didn't play well tonight. We could have done things a lot differently, but we didn't. Credit to the Chiefs for what they did.
That don't sound that bad.
It's the same.
But it's every
it's every season.
season.
How many? How
Well,
much?
if you lose, that's what you got to say. That's
How-
what all the coaches got to say.
How can you grow and then stop at the same point every season?
That's my point, bro. That's my point.
They're just waiting for
It's
the
just a
spurt.
smack in the face.
Waiting for
Like,
sometimes the ball goes
When
your
you
way.
when you grow,
Guy
you
gets
get
hurt,
past the AFC Championship.
This guy gets it.
Says the guy with the Lions hat on.
Oh,
And they made it farther than the
Making good
Bills.
points. They did do that.
They still growing.
They are growing.
you know,
We'll see if they make it past the NFC Championship. The Lions never did. Look it. They're trying their best, okay? I would say this year's outcome and ending is much better than last year's outcome and ending. Even though they're both sucked.
Same result.
Same result, but different ways of going about it. Last year they got clapped by the Bengals at home. They got clapped. They did not get clapped yesterday. It was 24-27 with a kick to tie it. They would have lost 30-27.
Bro, they had
Yeah.
opportunity after opportunity. It seems like that the whole fourth quarter, everything was going Buffalo's way. The McCole Harmon fumble
was
at the
big.
1 yard line, the
was
touchback, they get
huge.
the ball back.
I was like, we have a chance.
Don't do nothing with it.
nothing.
Fake punt on their own 30-yard line. Let's give DeMar Hamlin, the comeback player of the year trophy right here, right now. This is going to be a Disney movie. He converts to fourth down.
He got 0 yards.
He's going to be the reason why we do this thing. Bro,
They're 1 man short.
the
Negative
Chiefs had 10 players on the field.
The
for
Bills
that
shoulda
punt
had 10
play.
players on the field, too.
What'd you say?
We'd been better off with 10 on the field, too. Be like, oh, it's 10 on 10. We should just punt.
Probably.
They sent 10 out there on purpose.
Speaking of punt, Sam Martin, he was still dealing with a hamstring injury. They brought in Matt Hack or Hawk, however you say it, during the week.
Yep.
To take his spot, literally the day before the game. Oh, Sam Martin's feeling better. Let's get rid of Matt Hack
It didn't
and put
look
Sam
like
Martin
it.
out there. Bro, he shanked that one punt. It barely went 20 yards.
He did, but I want to hear it. Look, your only job is to punt, and you have a hurt hamstring.
Then you
All
shouldn't
you
be
have
out
to do
there.
is punt the ball.
You shouldn't be out there.
That's not going to stop. I don't think a hurt hamstring prevents you. It just hurts.
Sure, it don't feel good.
No, it doesn't feel good, but it only is for 1 second of swinging your leg. Like, he's not out there running routes. You know what I mean?
I
All I'm
guess.
saying, I was playing softball with a pulled hamstring, and I was just jogging around. But if I just had to punt one time, my leg's going to work. And if it's not going to work, go home.
We're going to pull your hamstring right now. Let's go kick a football in the parking lot.
I bet
Let's
you
do
it ain't going to be a pretty kick, but it'll be just as pretty as without the pulled hamstring.
There's a lot that happened in the game that they fucked up. They had opportunity after opportunity.